Hello! Drop that Phil Collins beat. Welcome to the 65th edition of At Home Fitness with Coach A. It is May 19th. I believe today is a Tuesday. They're all, pretty much the same thing. So, a bunch of stuff today. Let's roll through it here. We'll demonstrate it in a second. Give you modifications after that. All right? Right off the bat, our strength today is going to be a single arm upright row. This is going to come from something we did in week 8 that was also combined with the Z press. We're not combining it with the Z press today, but the upright row is going to be the same thing. So I want you to be able to go back and compare that. I'll fill you in on exactly what that day that was in a second. The second piece today is going to be a workout. 5 rounds or something else. Your choice. 5 rounds. 10 dumbbell snatch, single arm, alternate, same side, however you want to do it. It's up to you this time. And 10 burpees. Your alternative is you could instead do 50 devil's press with dumbbells. If you don't know what those are, I'll demonstrate them in a second. And then finally, the third piece is going to be a core workout where we are going to do 100 Abmat Sit-ups for time. As I keep doing this programming for At Home Fitness with Coach A, I want to build people up. This is kind of one of my secret little tricky things is you guys, maybe a little bit of that upright row too, but I want to get everybody built up to really take on the workout to the best of their ability. So we're going to try and build some conditioning and capacity up with the Abmat Sit-up so that you're ready for that. If you've been thinking about getting a jump rope, probably a good time to grab one, especially if you want to take part in this. I'm going to be doing double unders more, or if we don't have a rope, whatever our modification is, we can just do it for any, same idea. All right? Stick around, workout, strength, core, and modification. All right, strength. Upright row, single arm. Elbow high, leads through. Wrist is going to cock down a little bit into place. I want you focused on a straight line as opposed to a roll back or a change of plane, okay? It's a max effort set. Every 2 minutes, 3 rounds, okay? It comes from 2 Thursdays ago, and it was the same piece, but with Z press combined in there, alternating back and forth, max effort as well. This should be easier. You should have less fatigue. Having said that, that also probably means we should be able to get as many, if not more, reps. So if you guys have multiple weights, I want this to be something that's probably in the 5 to 10 rep range. If you don't have multiple weights, then we obviously have to do what we have to do. Modifications, check back in a bit. In terms of, okay, I can do 20 on this side, I can do 10 on this side. Here's what I want you to do. Use the weaker, what you think is the weaker side. It's not always the case. I'm a good example of that. Get your rep count. Try and equal your rep count on the stronger side. Back and forth, 3 rounds each. All right, dumbbell snatches and burpees, both of which we've done a ton of times before. Dumbbell snatch from the ground, using the hips, using the shoulder, using the pull to punch up overhead. All right, so option number 1, 5 rounds, 10, 1, 2 of those, unless your weight is super light, in which case let's do 10 each side, and then 10 burpees. All right, if you don't want to do burpees by themselves, you want to make it a little easier doing a devil's press, shorten it up a little bit, then you can do 50 total devil's press. If you can hit them all in a row unbroken, go for it. Keep in mind, if you have not done these before, this is a little awkward and it's a little challenging. So, for a devil's press, we need 2 dumbbells. When we use those 2 dumbbells, they're going to stay in our hands essentially. So when I go down for my burpee, the hands stay on the dumbbells, chest touches the dumbbells, hips touch the ground. I come up out of it like I would come up out of a burpee, landing the feet as close as I can to the dumbbells. From here, I'm going to swing those dumbbells back into my hips, similar to what I would do on a Russian kettlebell swing. and drive them up overhead together. All right, so it almost looks like a double dumbbell snatch coming up out of the hips. Make sure this isn't a stand, pick it up, and press. All right, that's a way different component on the back than an actual swing of the hips, generating that momentum and taking the weight up overhead. So again, 5 rounds, 10 dumbbell snatches, 10 burpees, or 50 total devil's press. Stay tuned for movement modifications. All right, we're talking modifications. How do I modify the upright row? Well, if I only have a barbell, again, pretty simple. We have a two-handed upright row. The mechanics are the same, obviously using both sides at the same time. We don't necessarily have to worry about which arm's stronger in this scenario because they are going to be working together. Kettlebells, dumbbells, pretty much the same thing. Okay? If we only have, let's say, a band and we don't have anything like a book bag that can simulate weight, we can take that band, loop it under one of our feet or both of our feet, and row from there. Okay? Now, you guys will probably find this out, but this needs to be a pretty small band. This is not necessarily the strongest movement in the world, and a heavy band will be very challenging. If we're only looping one foot, same side foot is a straight line. Opposite side foot is going to be a little bit more of a pull over. Maybe try them both. Sometimes one or the other will cause a little bit of tension, a little bit of impingement and pain in the shoulder. That's something mechanically that needs corrected. Maybe adjust the other foot and go from there. For the workout, if we, obviously Oswald wants to hear this too. If we are kettlebell snatching, it's pretty simple. All right. If we only have a barbell, we can always do a hang power snatch or a full power snatch if we're combining it with the burpees. If we want to do the devil's press, but we only have kettlebells or a barbell, or technically a band. Some of those have options. The kettlebells can sit on the ground, outside or in front of the hands as we come down for the burpee on the floor, and then as we come up, we can grab them and swing them into the snatches. Okay? If we have a barbell, you could either just do the first part, which is the snatches and the burpees, or you guys can make it 50 rounds, essentially, of a burpee or a lateral burpee into a power snatch. All right. Obviously, the hands aren't going to stay on the barbell. I would not suggest that, mostly from the standpoint of that swing back into the hips coming up is way more natural than it might seem like it is, and you don't want to smash your shins over and over with the bar. If the band is our only option, as we've demonstrated before, we can do power snatches with one arm with the band or two arms with the band. What we probably cannot do is go down for that burpee with the band still on our feet and attached to our hands. If you really want to do a combination with the band where you're not letting go of it, keep the band under your feet, walk out into an inchworm, come back up, grab it with the hands, and take it up overhead. Said, sometimes you got to get creative, I guess.